But
So
yes,
what are the stars doing, guys? I haven't been paying attention. There's been
well,
uh there's been like clouds and stuff, so I
can't
don't
see
know
him.
what's going on up
The
there.
evil fog that's getting everybody
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Ah,
The
yeah.
fog.
The fog. Well, Mars, but I mean, speaking of what we were just talking about with the men and how we deal with conflict and how we handle each other, it's Mars stationing retrograde. Mike, you called that one out. I had to look up the exact dates. Yeah, Mars goes direct on the 23rd,
Yep.
and which is next Sunday, so about a week from now. But yeah, it's slowing down, stationing retro or stationing direct,
And
and
it's
it's
Mars in Cancer too, which is
uh,
already like a weak position. It's that's fall position, right? That's not even detriment. That's like the fall.
yeah.
So it's the fall position of Mars, which means like the weakest position of Mars. It's going very slow. Mars has already been like in a place that it doesn't want to be for a really long time, if you think of it in that sense. And now it's being slowed down before it can finally go forward, which is probably the most
Mm-hmm.
tension, like energy that can
Oh yeah.
possibly be. So there's like a lot, and it's Cancer, so it's like they don't want to attack directly. Cancer doesn't like to, they scuttle side to side, Cancer doesn't want to attack directly, so it's like everybody's like on this low broil. It's a simmer right now. We're getting cooked in the pot, man, but it's about to go
Yeah.
forward, and then finally
Yeah.
we can get out of this
Yeah.
shit, man. I'm so tired of it.
Yeah, but and I will just add, like, so for you, Troy, you have, I mean, Mars is your sun's ruling planet, so that's important. And then
Hmm.
also with like one thing with retrogrades is like what happens during a retrograde can kind of reach some kind of it can kind of things can be then resolved after it goes direct. So like things might come up during a retrograde, feelings, thoughts, like it might be like there might be frustrations, depending. I mean, there's depending on the planet, depending on the sign, like with Mars and Cancer, that's very specific. But like when it then starts to go direct, maybe some things will get figured out. And so it's like, like there's this, it's interesting how like the timing of like, yeah, you're having these conversations with your boss. I hope it's okay. We can bring this up, but
No, be vague.
so just the things with the person that you're talking about, um, and those things, continue the conversation with them and then see how it goes after Sunday and then see where things move forward. Cause like, I have my own issues in my own work where like, they did the dumbest thing and made these big dramatic changes during Mars retrograde, and it is not paying off. And we're having employees drop like flies. Like people are quitting, they're finding new jobs because they're just like frustrated and annoyed. And like then the higher ups are just like, oh well, let's just keep a positive attitude. Let's go. We're all a team. Just bullshit corporate speak, and like it's gonna come home like so the decisions you make during a retrograde like it's gonna it's gonna come back to either reward you in some way and things will keep moving forward in a positive way, or it's gonna come back and you're gonna have to face the consequences of the shitty decisions you make. So like and quite literally, like if Mars, like say was at Mars is at 20 degrees of Cancer and then it's retrograding back and then it's going to move forward once it goes direct and then pass over 20 degrees of Cancer again. And I see it as that's when the things will then come back up, like whatever, for whatever reason, like that's how retrogrades work. So like you have to remember that it's like things go backwards and then they go forward again. So in that backward time, if you're making decisions and making big changes, you have to make sure that those changes are, and that's why they warn people about making changes during retrogrades, because you have to be sure that it's the correct choice, because you
Easy
can't
to
just
fuck. Yep.
exactly, and you can't
Yep.
just put it in the past and go, oh well, I fucked up. No, it's going to come back up to you and you're going to have to deal with it again. You're going to be confronted. And it's not just negative, like you can be confronted with it again and be like, oh, that was a great idea, let's move forward with that idea even better, build, or
Yeah.
that was a terrible idea. I mean, these are the extremes, and now you're going to have to deal with the consequences. So that's how retrogrades usually kind of are, and that's where they get their, like, people
This
always say, "Oh, Mercury retrograde, so it's a bad thing," but like it depends. Yeah, go ahead.
this one was like Mars Leo back through Mars Cancer, so it's about issues of self-worth, and it's about kind of our conditioned early life. What we expect from the world is when it goes through Cancer, because Cancer is related to a lot of the emotional conditioning we got when we were younger. So
Oh yeah,
anything that's like still stuck that keeps you from kind of expressing yourself, that's from there is going to come up and have to be dealt with. And that's what this has been about. And it's like a 90-day period, and we're basically at 60 days right now. So if you go back 60 days from now, I bet you there's probably some things in your, that's when things started to shift for you, and you've gone through it, and now you've gone all the way back, and you've like, you're in this spot right now where it's all shaky, but you've also learned lessons of self-worth. You've learned lessons of, maybe I'm getting, there might be other things that are connected to this, like that are related to my upbringing, what have you, right? And then you start to deal with those things. And then when you move forward with like more personal power, more ability to understand like what triggers you in moments, things like that, like especially cancer, because often it's unconscious or subconscious triggers that are based on upbringing and shit that's early. Um, and it's a 90-day period. It's like a birth, right? So it's like it's well, not, it's a, not really a birth, but if you think about it, it's like, got like three, how long did it go? How long is the Mars retrograde? How long has it been there? Jesus. With the whole
It's
shadow
early
period, I
yeah.
think it's 9 months. I think that's what it is, with the before it, the shadow, and then the
Damn.
retrograde, and then the forward. I think it's 9 months.
Wait, we gotta look that up. But yeah, no. Yeah, let's confirm that. But yeah, I know it went
9 months.
I don't know.
It's a
Let's
long
confirm.
period. I don't remember exactly. I think I heard that from somebody else recently, and I might have just taken it as fact without like really looking into it,
No.
because it
I get
sounds a
you.
little long to me now.
No. I get
Um,
it. I get it. But let's find out. So 9 months. Let's go back to.
Well, I'm
Let's
just
go back to
curious because what you're saying
June.
was vibing on a certain phenomenon I've been
yeah.
observing. So I'm
Well, it's happening to everybody. You got to remember that everybody's going through it, but it's going to be hitting other
well,
people's
yes,
charts
but but
differently.
but the Leo moon says what about me?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Well, I mean, Mars and Leo was part of it, so it's like you can expect probably when Mars hits your moon, this will be resolved for whatever it's going to be. Um, and Mars in Leo is probably still about a couple months away. Um,
Yeah.
so
Well, it's
yeah,
also that I'm asking about myself because part of how I'm understanding astrology is through my own
yeah,
experience
of course.
too.
Mhm.
So, uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Which, to be honest,
I get
is
it.
it's nice that like I astrology hasn't stuck until now, and part of it's because of there's so much terrible astrology out there as now that I look at it, and
Oh yeah,
yeah. But I feel like, it's just kind of nice to I've learned a lot of the things I don't know. I've called it more first principles spirituality. So a lot of the basics and how all the little pieces add up, but this helps like provide context for that all the other stuff I've learned and basically just but how you contextualize data is essentially a difference between wisdom and knowledge.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. And just for clarification purposes, so around October 5th is when Mars hit 17 degrees Cancer. So it started its so October 5th. I don't know. I'll have to look up when it moves out, but I wouldn't say 9 months, maybe more like 6 months, just to be or
October 5th to, so if we're three-quarters of the way through it, how many
yeah.
months are we? So October, November, December,
It went
January,
retrograde.
February. So we're in
And then
5 months basically.
yeah, and then it's gonna obviously have to move back. So it's so basically yeah, October
Probably
5th
eight
it hit.
months or close to
No,
7 or 8.
it
Yeah.
might no. It's close to that. No, I'm not trying to I'm just trying to for the people watching
Oh
clarification
yeah.
purposes. So October 5th, around that 4th, 5th, 6th is when it hit 17 degrees Cancer. That's where it's retrograding back to. And then it moved obviously forward, and then it's moving back, and now it's back at 17 Cancer, and then it's going to go forward again. And it's going to slowly build up speed. So you're right; it's at least another month or two, like month and a half before it's moved out of its
Yeah.
shadow period. And
What's what's crazy is like less than a week after this, the Venus retrograde starts.
I know.
I think that, remember that cycle in like 20, God, when we last did the podcast, we had a Mars retrograde cycle and a Venus retrograde cycle right
Oh
together. And
shit.
it was the summer of all the protests, the George
Yeah.
Floyd protests. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was during the Mars retrograde that was happening. And I think it was
Yeah.
retrograding through Aries, maybe. I'm not sure, but it
Yeah.
was like something
Nah.
like that.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes. 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 And it was conjunct Eris. Mars went to
Yeah,
go
it was just
conjunct
some
Eris.
crazy shit that
No.
was definitely,
Yes. No.
the
No.
energy was
It
crazy.
was. It. Yeah. And it activated the Eris Pluto square. No. I. Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Those
had
are some
to.
hefty transits, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Good old Eris. Fucking just chaos and discord. Yeah. But yeah. So actually, good reference. But long story short, and also I would say so going back to just to kind of wrap up or not wrap up, but just hit on the
Put a
Mars
dot in it. Put a
retrograde.
pin in it.
Yeah. Like
No.
a positive of Mars retrograde could be, you struggle, but you learn how you can be tough with stuff. So like, and I don't mean like tough, like, oh, you're tough. No, I just mean like you can fucking handle shit and
Yeah.
things might be thrown your way. And you either go, oh, fuck it and crumble, or you go like, and you develop an internal, you like every Mars retrograde time is like a way of like developing and kind of internalizing ways that you can be tough. And like, yeah, in Cancer/Leo, it's like, okay, what does that mean to be tough? What part of the chart is it in for me? But it's like, tough emotionally. But like, so for me, it's happening in my 10th house. So I'm like learning to be like more assertive in my work, in my career field, like how I am, and how I am, like, and how I present myself to other people in the world, my career, but also like more emotionally tough and just like going like, you know what, fuck it. I can fucking you just pull it in, pull it together, and then you can take care. So it's not all bad. It's like,
Oh, for sure.
there's lessons of like, you can just fucking be a fucking warrior, like a warrior in how you handle shit. So
Nothing wrong with being a warrior, dude.
yeah.
And in fact, I think we're all going to have to figure it out within the next couple years, because we're going to have Neptune and Saturn moving into Aries. And shit's going to get spicy, man. It just is.
Oh
There's
yeah.
an entire global order that is absolutely shifting underneath our feet right now, like right now as we speak. The way that things have been for a very long time is no longer the way that they are or the way that they're going.
Oh yeah.
So the stability that we've had basically since World War II, whatever you want to say about it, that's all about to be upended.
Oh,
And in
yeah,
fact, it's in the process of it right now. And alliances
absolutely.
are shifting, and like relationships are shifting on the big level, the macro level, and they're going to be shifting on the micro level too. And because Mars has been retrograde, we haven't seen like any big strikes yet. But I would guess that once Mars goes direct, we're just going to see more of the Sturm and Drang, like the more intense shit. Um, it's interesting. We're in a very, 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 very interesting time right now,
Oh
and
yeah.
it is
Yeah.
the craziest time since I've been alive, and it's only accelerating. So, and many are pretending that it's not, or many are pretending that it's the worst thing that's ever happened, and many are pretending it's the best. Well, it is kind of cool though. So I'm not pretending. It is kind of cool. There's a lot of cool
No.
things that I've been waiting for a long time that are starting to manifest right now as we speak. So,
Oh yeah.
um,
It's very cool.
what are you gonna do?
I'm
I'm
comfortable
stoked.
with it. Yeah. Troy, thoughts? I agree. Troy, thoughts?
The
Go,
thought I
Troy.
had
You
from
go.
earlier when you were talking about violence, it just makes me think of what Gandalf said to Bilbo as soon as he got Sting. He said, true courage is not knowing when to take life, but knowing when not to.
True.
And I think that's an important thing that, as a martial artist, uh, knowing that it's the same thing of being like, hey, being rich isn't going to solve all your problems. It's like being violent and having that skill isn't going to solve all your problems. Yeah, it's nice to have some confidence. It's nice to have some other stuff like that. It's nice to just like be able to write off a couple fears, that you could be like, but at the same time is that like you still have everything else in your life. That's just one facet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Battle of Helm's Deep, like there is also like the reality that if certain things are happening, that sometimes, and if you go through history, violence has actually resolved a lot of questions over the course of time. Dispute, we can say that violence maybe isn't great, but it has changed the world a million times, and not always for the worse, too. So. I'm saying like maybe we should have mercy, but also I would not cry if Fauci was hanged. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's good to be
I
prepared in
agree.
case certain things happen.
Things
Allegedly,
happen,
or whatever
allegedly.
words make it not illegal. Yeah, yeah, perfect, exactly.
Well, no, I'm not talking about like I'm talking about through force of law. I'm saying
Well, you
Oh
have
like
to
yeah,
have
yeah,
fire
yeah,
legally.
yeah,
You know what I'm
extinguisher.
saying?
yeah.
Like
Oh, 100
legally,
It's
percent.
good to have fire extinguishers in case fires break out.
it is, and it's good to have guns in case people break in. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh no, I dig it. I dig it. No,
So
well,
I think
I'm with.
people are feeling a little bit more feral. I would say that the general, you know, like there is like this male fantasy of going out like, guns blazing, right? There is that aspect of our nature. And I think that there's
I know
quite a
what?
few people.
Never.
Yeah. I
I never
mean,
grew up watching 80s action movies.
Yeah.
there's this aspect. So and it's a reality, and it's
Yeah.
like maybe that has been repressed in us for a really long time, but I think it feels like it's rising again, like sap rising in a tree in spring. I don't know. It's like there's something happening under the surface. I think Neptune and Aries is going to be kind of a sprouting of that. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, I know a lot of it's
Oh,
being
yeah.
coerced, that's for sure. And a lot of that stuff's coming out right now of how much of the cultural stuff has been pushed heavily by money, you
Yes,
know?
Yeah.
it's been
Oh,
fake and
yeah.
gay. The
Well,
fake and gay
we,
incorporated, dude.
I know.
I
I'm
mean,
just restating things. Not everybody watches all of our episodes. Like,
yes.
Or
I
or
wasn't trying to be
understands.
disrespectful to you,
No, no,
Troy,
no.
but if you want to have a conflict about it, I'm down.
oh yeah. Well,
Mars
we can conflict with it.
retrograde. We need a jingle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey guys, my Libra rising, like, guys, it's okay. Balance it out. Come on,
Oh, I'm
work it
not
out.
worried at all. I'm good. We've all got like square risings, which
Just
is
kidding.
kind of fun. Um,
I'm just fucking around. We gotta play up our roles. We gotta play up our
yeah,
archetypes.
have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Troy's just
But,
death staring me right now.
oh,
Oh,
Troy, bad timing. Now it seems dramatic. Oh,
oh,
hey,
that
there
was
he is
cool,
again.
dude. That
I'm
was cool,
just
Yeah.
dude.
I'm just looking over here and was like, what just happened to this part of my
That's
frame?
funny. He's like, "Fuck you
Uh,
guys. I'm going
yeah.
home. Screw you guys. I'm going home."
Just yeah,
I
the
thought you were.
bars.
See, you would have failed the conflict test because you should have just said what was on your mind there. If that had
No,
been the way you went.
No, I
I've
passed
been
the
learning that.
ADD test. I'm like, what just happened to my camera?
Yeah, nothing. Well, I don't know. You
What?
tell
No,
us.
do you like?
Play it back. Play it
I
back.
don't I
We'll
don't
play
know.
it
Fuck
back.
it. We'll do it live.
Yeah.
I thought it was on a different
Um,
resolution. Maybe I'm just.
it looks good. You look good.
Yeah, you're
You're
doing
good.
great, dude.
All right. Well, I'm fully present. I just arrived. Thank you guys. How are you guys? Or
Pretty
or
good.
or as our esteemed leader said, good morning. Sunday morning.
Oh,
I don't know about you, but that is not an esteemed leader right there. What
remember when
happened to
she
her?
ripped the speech in half, like
Yeah.
very dramatically
Yeah.
after the? Oh my god, that girl.
Is she
I don't
still
know.
in
and
fucking
that's technically a crime when she did it because it well apparently it belongs to the state and it was supposed to be put in as like evidence or
Yeah.
ceremonial
well,
something
just
or
record.
whatever.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, that's I mean, but a Democrat getting in trouble for doing anything? You're crazy, bro. Like,
For
No,
now.
no.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
We're gonna teach you how to
Did
win.
you see the stuff
Do you remember
about
when he
David
said we're
Hogue?
gonna teach you how to win to the Republicans? He's like, you guys don't know how to win anymore. We're gonna teach
Yeah.
you how to win. We're gonna
Oh
win
yeah.
so much. you're going to get tired of winning. You're going to get tired of winning, folks. I swear. You're going to win so much. You're going to get tired. I'm not tired yet, so
No. I'm happy.
I'm
Dude,
singing Hunger
RFK
Games
Jr.
songs.
Okay, can we just stop and say RFK Jr.? I don't give a shit. Everyone has all their conspiracy. Yeah, exactly. All their conspiracy theories.
Oh yeah.
All their shit. No, fuck that. He's gonna be fucking awesome. And if he works as fast as they're all working already, holy shit! Like I am fucking excited. So
they're gonna make it so food stamps can't buy like fudge rounds
Yeah.
now. And
no.
isn't that what Oliver Anthony? Remember that song where he's like,
Yes!
he was talking about our money shouldn't go to buying fudge rounds, basically. And that
Yes.
mimetic song led us to the moment where RFK Jr. got in charge, and now he can ban food stamps from paying for fudge rounds.
Yes.
It is literally
Yeah.
thought and unified effort. It just creates reality in front of us, and there's more and more people locked in.
It all started with Anthony. No, you're right. It all started with Anthony Oliver, and then RFK Jr. heard that song. Was like, you know what? You're right. God damn it.
Right,
Let's go.
Oliver Anthony. I'm gonna make it happen.
Yes.
If that song hadn't existed, he never would have teamed up with Trump. It never would have happened. It's crazy. It is.
Well, just like it's just ask
universe.
him the question enough times, and he'll be like, yeah, let's ban them.
Hey, that could have been caused by vaccines. You never know. Yeah.
So we'll know soon enough.
Yeah, but
I'm happy about Tulsi too. I'm really glad that Gabbard got in. They're really fucking dragging their ass. They're dragging their ass on Cash, aren't they? They don't want Cash Patel in, man.
No.
They are scared.
Yeah, exactly. I want that one very much, and I think God damn, like,
have you ever seen his picture? He's got these crazy eyes. He's like ready for him, dude. But like his official portrait is like motherfuckers, you know?
Yeah, exactly. No. That guy, I've never seen him say anything that I'm like, I don't trust you. I mean, he's just fucking full on, like, I don't know. I don't have any issues with him. And like, you know what? If he can get in there and fucking do anything, that would be fucking amazing. So
I like that Vance went and pissed on fucking Europe's Cheerios. I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. I enjoyed the whole thing. I watched it and I was like, yes, this is very great. And I liked it so much that I actually listened to No Agenda so that I could hear them talk about it. And it was good. And they were right. He did flub the Greta Thunberg line, which is hard because it's hard to say her name, you know. I just flubbed it right there, you know. It's
exactly. You know what? In honor of Vance, but no, it's.
I think you mean Gratisha
Thunberg.
Slumberg. He just fucked it up a little bit. It was fine, and it was like his laugh line.
No, I'm pretty sure that's how you actually pronounce it.
Wait, how do you pronounce it? One more time.
Thunberg.
That's funny though.
Yeah, that's it. That's correct.
So let's talk about that for just a minute. So the entire global order is changing.
Yes.
We've been a multipolar world for a while, and we have not admitted it yet, like really. And we're admitting it right now. That's what the US is doing. They're like, okay, Russia has their sphere of influence. China has their sphere of influence. We're going to pull back all this money we're fucking wasting. They can figure it out themselves, you know? And we're like, we're going to focus on our own sphere of influence. And Europe, you can figure it out yourself. We're not going to subsidize war in Ukraine anymore, which is a dumb war in the first place. We should not be fighting a hot war with a nuclear power, right? And we shouldn't be just wasting an entire generation, like maybe 2 generations of Ukrainian people for our own geopolitical ambitions. It was always immoral what we did. And now it's pretty much over. And everybody that wants to keep it going is sitting whining at like the kids' table, you know? And we're talking about it like it's just happening. And what we might see is the US completely be like, NATO, bye, you know? And that is a huge shift. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be a huge shift. That's basically telling Europe, you're going to figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
And we're fucking not doing it anymore. And all of this shit, like many countries have hated the US for a long time. We've caused a lot of problems around the world, I've got to be honest. But now we're actually acting like a country that is more interested in its own people than meddling in the rest of the world. We're going from an empire, a de facto empire, back to a republic. And I can't stress this enough. I think that's great. You know,
Oh yeah.
I don't want to be an empire. I'd rather
Well,
be a republic.
it was crumbling anyway. Their control systems were not made for a cultural adaptation of the modern day internet and such like that. It's just there's people can adapt too quick, and the newer generations are, but inherently they get born into it, so they're just going to adapt quicker to it. Um, that it's just like, and the boomers, like, no matter how fucking smart or whatever their fucking control mechanisms are, they haven't been able to pass down their control down to younger generations because let's just be honest, it's like you can look at where the wealth still is and it's still in the boomer generation, and it's been a whole
Oh yeah.
it's a whole cultural issue in general that they never pass things down to
Yeah,
Gen
it's just kind of
X.
fucked. They did it kind of it's fucked up. I mean, I'm a Gen X person, right?
Yeah.
I'm a late Gen X. I don't really care that much about like the power of it, because I'm not a Pluto and Leo,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Pluto and Libra. But the interesting thing is as I was growing older, I saw things like really decline. I think that we've had a country and maybe even the West has been focused on managed decline instead of,
Growth.
taking it to this not even growth. I don't even care if it's not just economic growth. It's like we're not focused on we're focused on depopulation. We're focused on a lot of things that make us less unified, more disconnected. We've had a lot of leaders that have been honestly focused on evil things. I think they've been focused on harming the public and controlling the public for their own ends for a long time. Our elite have gotten ossified and corrupt in many cases. And they serve an agenda that has nothing to do with our good in mind. And it's good that we're shifting out of that. I mean, it's the first time we've actually shifted in a positive direction on that level, I think, in fucking years, It's been like years and years since we've even given a shit about our people. What we gave a shit about before was like, oh, well, we can just move all of our manufacturing overseas. And yeah, workers won't like it, but we can make more money in China because we can make it for cheaper. So that was like the 80s and 90s, right? And then it was like, well, I mean, our workers, even though they don't have as many jobs, they're still kind of expensive. So why don't we just bring in as many people as we can at cheaper wages to, like do our gardens and like work at our factories and like chop, like harvest our crops and it's fine. They can just all be in the service jobs. And the service jobs like are not enough to, even if you're working 40 hours, they're not enough to afford fucking rent anywhere. Right. So people are living like fucking sardines, like for 40 hours of work. Our working class has gotten fucked for like at least a generation.
Oh yeah.
Like at
Oh,
least
we're
from the
we're
80s.
we're talking 60 years that they've been suppressing wages and such like that,
Yeah.
and undercutting it for lots of various stuff. I mean, it's pretty well
Neoliberalism is
documented.
being rejected, I think, in a lot of ways, at least
Well, it's a
here.
it's a boom and bust economy. The whole thing is basically what it does is it basically it's basically the same thing of dropping a coin, like a new
Yeah.
Bitcoin or whatever. Oh, hey, we're gonna go into this country and we're gonna go have the Pakistan coin or whatever. So you're basically leveraging whatever value is in that country or whatever, and then you're basically but that's the whole way that our dollar works, is that we say, okay, now you have to work by our dollar. Now once you're exchanging everything on the dollar, everything that you have is based upon your value exchange on the dollar. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
now the value of the dollar is made valuable because you gave it valuable and it's now valuable according to your stuff. So every time they print more money, where does the value of that money come from? It comes from everybody's items and all of their general net wealth of whatever items. That's what it comes out of, you know?
Yeah.
So it's basically a tax every time they do a government program. So it's like and that's another thing, like most people don't understand how, like, our taxes don't pay for stuff. What happens is the government prints whatever money they want. And to offset the inflation of them printing that money, they take money out of circulation. And so the money that they're taking out of circulation is proportional to what they're spending. But the thing is that, like, they don't actually, our tax dollars actually don't go towards any of those programs.
No. Yeah. A lot of it goes to a trillion a year going to debt payment. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and we've got like private banks that are profiting off all this. I mean, we're going to be auditing the Fed. We're going to be going into Fort Knox. We're going to be auditing the IRS. We're going to find that there's so much waste, fraud, and abuse in our whole government. It's going to be fucking crazy. And at the end of this, I don't think any American is going to want to pay taxes at all, which is probably good. That's what got us pretty riled up in the first place. I mean, it was like a 5% tax on tea that made us rebellious in the first place. And now
Yeah.
where
I
are
think
we?
it was like 2% actually.
I mean,
Anything.
let's split hairs. Okay,
Yeah.
but fair enough, you
No,
know.
no,
I
no.
mean,
I'm just
the point
that's
is,
what I just
Yeah.
remember because I remember it being really like
it's very minuscule. Yes, it's very small. And it's like that spirit is still in us, which is great, but barely. It was almost like strangled and, you know, it was almost killed, but I think it's back, and I think that there's plenty of people that are back on the train towards actual liberty, which is good, you know, like that is a
well,
good thing. Like,
I'm gonna call back up power versus force again. It's so the whole thing is like you can use physical power to like hold something down, but it's like buoyancy. Eventually, it's going to eventually come back to the surface. You know,
return of
once
the repressed, I think, is
what?
the psychological way to look at that.
Yeah, and but it's just you can't keep these forces down for so long because they require so much active inputs to push against the forces of nature, you know, and the forces of humanity, like human nature.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, it's eventually going to bubble up. And that's the whole thing. Why, like, communism, along so many other ways, it's just when you build a system that doesn't actually reflect the human, well, then it's just it's bound to be unsustainable because you're pushing against the forces of the
Yeah.
universe.
Well, you're pushing against human nature, I think, with communism. That's like the main problem. It's like it doesn't honestly look at human nature. It looks at the ideal human nature, and that's not what it is, you know? And like honestly, like I hate communism, but I also hate like this captured capitalism that's like corporatism too, right? So it's like I'm not like a corporatist. I don't like that shit.
No, no.
I'm not like I mean, people are going to call me a fascist, right? Just because I have like some right wing views, but I'm not a
No, you're
fascist.
a
I don't want like this.
fashionista.
Yeah.
I'm not a communist. I'm not a fascist. I think that, yes, we should be trying to make our products better, do make them better, make them cheaper for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Like there's aspects of capitalism that work perfect,
Yeah.
but there's plenty of it that it gets like monopolized. And then you have Bill Gates like putting out like one of the shittiest word programs for like 30 years that you can't, like, you try to format it and everything's all fucked up, right? It should be intuitive by this point. But no, they know everybody's going to buy it. They know all the businesses are going to buy it. So they're like, fuck it. We're not going to put any money or energy into our product. We just, you'll buy it and you'll like it, motherfuckers, because we're the
Yeah.
monopoly. And there's too many of those kinds of companies, you know?
Hmm.
And as much as people like complain about Elon Musk, at least they're doing like, they really do really work to streamline, to test like what they're doing and make it better over the course of time, you know? Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of engineering work that goes into that. and it's not it's they're gonna have some bullshit like the Tesla truck. I think it's pretty dumb. It looks like a child's drawing of a car. Whatever. It sucks. It's like, oh, in the future the car is gonna look like this, guys. I swear to God. Like
Yeah.
you're in third grade and you design this fucking car. And it's terrible. And
Yeah.
but they're gonna keep working on it and hopefully they come up with something better.
To his defense, there's lots of fucking ugly ass vehicles out there right now too. Just
It's like the
saying that are
Aztec
just
with
as ugly.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like a really shitty ass. I mean, it just sucks. But it's fine. People will buy it
It's
because it's fine. And right
yeah.
now those people that bought it are like a target. People are like
it's a
spray painting
prototype.
shit on the side.
They
So it's
spent a lot
probably
of
like
fucking money
liberals
for a
buying it,
prototype.
which is
Yeah.
sad.
Well,
Yeah.
So
to
it's a
me,
bunch
it's like the first smartphones. I saw people having the first smartphones, and I was just like, those look janky as fuck.
early adopters, right? But if you looked at China, like their electric cars are like crazy better than ours because we don't have like I don't know if you've seen any of them, but they're crazy more
No.
technologically advanced than ours. Um, but that's China. I mean, there's a lot of downsides
Well,
that come
parts
with
of
living in
China.
that society too. Yeah,
Oh
parts of China.
yeah. No, I mean, although a lot of electric. Oh yeah. I'm just looking some up right now, and
Yeah,
they
there's
are
fucking cool ones, dude.
they are sexy looking. Damn.
Yeah, and like their
Okay.
internal like tech is like really cool too.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We'll get there. I mean, China. Correct. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think that, from my reading of the astrology, China, like the nation, their chart has Aquarius rising at like I think 1 degree. So
Oh yeah,
Pluto is like crossing their ascendant right now, and they just
interesting.
yeah, and
They're having kind of a Pluto ascendant return where we just had
yeah,
a Pluto return. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're so in not only having Aquarius rising, which in a way makes sense. Like if you think about the negatives of Aquarius and like the whole like just clamped down fucking society, like controlled, but like very technologically advanced. Like
Yeah.
the
The
ideal of like
Saturnian aspect of
yeah,
Aquarius is
yeah.
definitely there. They're
But the
also a
I
Libra country. I think that the
yeah, yeah,
CCP is a
yeah.
Libra, right? What's
No,
their
no,
moon? Is
exactly.
it Gemini?
Let me look it up real quick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me I
Well, I mean,
believe go ahead.
would
Keep
you?
going.
So I'm just curious.
Countries
When you
have
do this
charts
kind
too.
of stuff,
Crazy.
would you have to like as regimes change and may like let's just say dynasties, for instance,
Hmm.
just would you is that essentially like restarting the country, and would you have a new chart for that?
You might if there's like it depends. So there was a chart that was cast for the administration, so like a January 21st chart. So there's like the beginning of this administration. That chart has meaning for this administration.
Nice. Yeah.
And it had like I think Pluto Sun conjunction, I think,
Mm-hmm.
like in the 10th, if I remember right.
Yeah.
It was a crazy conjunction. So it's like this Pluto Sun conjunction is like transformational. It's in Aquarius, so it's technologically transformational. This is going to be a crazy time of technological change for the US. You would expect that from the chart. And this administration is going to be moving it along. And we also see like a lot of effort being put into AI, a lot of effort being put into onshoring technology. Um, yeah, it's going to be interesting the next couple of years.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think the U.S. is going to actually be in good position by about June, maybe
yeah.
even May. It's like late spring, early summer. We're going to have to go through some rough times, some pretty rough times, I think, up until then. And then I
Cat
think
butt.
it's going to
Cat
be
butt.
good.
Sorry. Cat
Yes, man.
butt. Cat butt.
Hello, cat butt.
It's just so funny. I'm sorry. She just is a shear here. She just puts her tail up and goes, "Hello."
Hello.
But no, I completely agree with Mike, and I think so. What 2 points I want to just add on to that is both for our country, for China, just the idea of so Aquarius, obviously. So, a couple points. You look at the chart for the administration coming in. So you time it as when that administration starts. You can, so I would say you compare that to the chart of the United States, because it's still happening with, it's like a
Yeah, it's
smaller
happening
thing
within a bigger whole.
within the United States chart is continuous, depending on doesn't matter the president. But I will say yes, and also Aquarius is also kind of in the ideal power to the people. So we see this kind of like more opening up of like we have a lot of like people who are in the Trump administration who are more like, let's break
Open it
shit
up.
down.
Let's show them.
Yeah.
Let's
Yes.
show them what's
Exactly.
happening, right? Let's show them.
Exactly.
If they have
Yes.
the knowledge, they'll become free, right? But
Yes.
so many
Through
people don't
technology.
want it. Like, there's a
Yes.
lot of scariness about, like, it's crazy how many people are fighting against just seeing what the government spends money on, like, and
Yeah.
they're pretending it's for some higher purpose, but they just
Yeah.
don't want that to be seen, you know?
Yeah. They don't. They
And
don't want to. Yeah.
they
Well,
don't want
and
to be seen. Many of them
but
are
they're
profiting
also
off that, you know?
they're
Yeah.
it's also funny because they're also just like well, I really liked how Brett Weinstein put it. It's just like, hey, you know what? If we're trying to get rid of the cancer, a lot of the time we have to cut through good flesh to be able to pull out the tumors. And so we
Not the
recognize
tumor.
some good programs are going to get cut that shouldn't have, and that's going to be a thing that sucks in this process, you
Yeah.
know and as much as that the people who know better should advocate for those programs so that they don't get lost, because the thing is like even in USAD, uh, uh um it's one of those things is like in order to keep the cover, you have to have good programs in there because that's your PR, that's your advertising, that's your
That's our
face.
country's advertising, but it's been used to like
Well,
subvert
theirs,
and
but yeah.
hurt us, right? So it's like we don't want to subvert and hurt ourselves with our own money, right? I would say. So there's been
Oh,
too much of it
agreed.
that's been used to like harm us in our actual long-term benefits for
Oh,
the benefit of a very few. And I think that there's like a cabal of, let's just call them a cabal of people that have been like really like feeding themselves at the trough of our money for a long time and think that they're above the law. And I hope that the next phase is them learning that they, in fact, are not above the law and shit's about to come down. Because you can already see, like, the rat scurrying, fleeing the sinking ship in DC. Like, the average price of houses has gone down like 20%. Everybody's moving out of DC, like not everybody, but many, many people. And there's somebody that's following it around and like figuring out what they worked for and what they did. And it's almost always these like USAID supplementally funded like NGOs, it's like the heads of those that were getting paid like fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars for like very negligible gains, for anybody.
Oh
Like
yeah.
some of the companies that got a USAID, there was one company that I'd never heard of, and they were the biggest recipient. I forget what they were called. I wish I could remember it, but it was literally an organization that I never heard of, and I've heard of mostly everything. And they looked into like what their rate was of actually getting the services to people that they said they were getting the services to, and it was like 5%. So 95% of the shit that they were supposed to do, according to these grants and this money from the federal government, they were failing to do. And this is a company that just kept getting grants over and over and over again. That means
Yep.
that there's many pockets that are getting lined by that, right? There's many people that have just stolen our fucking money that we work hard for their own gain without doing a goddamn thing for the rest of the world for it, right? So it's like there's too much of that. If we go a little bit overboard, we'll pay for it, right? But also there's a certain necessity to like really fucking cut that bullshit off. We cannot
Yeah.
allow like people that have a 95% fail rate in delivering the aid they're supposed to deliver.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That shit shouldn't
Yeah.
be happening,
Yeah.
you
And
know?
any normal, I mean, this is where, I mean, I hate to use the capitalism thing, but it's like any normal business. If you have a 95% fail rate, you're fucking
Yeah,
fired,
you're
your
done.
contract's terminated, you're done. They're not going to fucking keep working with you. And I would also argue, so like, and this is not a criticism. I'm saying the idea that, oh, it's our money, and it is our money. Like, when I think that when you bring that up, like, it, not you, I'm saying when people bring that up, then the leftist response is like, oh, well, you don't pay that many taxes, you don't blah blah blah. But no, it's like, it's not about that. It's about our money as a country. What are we putting our money into? Why waste fucking billions of dollars that could be put to better things, like to things that
Well,
actually fucking
Yeah.
do
It's
good?
only $1 million.
What's-
It's only like $27 million.
but so much of
Oh
this
That's like,
money is
yeah,
right? And that
only.
is like how
but all
many
this money inflates
taxpayers?
the economy. All these spending inflates the economy is the main thing.
Well, we can't
And
spend what we've been spending, like at all.
but see, but it's part of the it's part of the whole
It doesn't.
it's the neoliberal economic order in the way that it operates is by getting everybody to spend our cash. And how do people spend our cash? We fucking give it to them. They give
Yeah,
it.
but it's
No,
not a
but I'm
sustainable way of. Oh,
no,
oh, I see.
no,
I
I'm
got you.
letting I'm
I
giving
get you.
understanding. This is
I
why
yeah,
this
yeah, I
is
get
why
you.
they're giving everybody fucking all this much cash is because, well, you know what? It's just like if they're gonna stay in our paradigm of reality, if they're spending our money, and if they're spending our money, the fucking banks are making money because that's just how it works.
But
And
Yeah,
that's
so,
what the West has become, is like this financial capital. They don't produce, they don't do
oh
anything
yeah,
except be the money people, right? And the money people have not been on our side for like fucking a really long time. And
ever.
most
yeah.
have we ever problem? I don't know. I mean, maybe when it was the national
I
bank,
mean,
it was
like
fine,
if you
right?
talk about the Jesus chasing the money, changes out of the temper. That's the whole idea is that basically, I mean, like supposedly the Catholic Church outlawed usury, so you couldn't make money off of money.
Well, yeah, that's different than money is bad inherently. It's bad
Yeah.
to abuse people, like using money, because everyone, I mean, money is
Oh
how
yeah.
we
You need it,
function
right?
as a
Yeah.
society.
Oh, I
Yeah.
I totally agree. That's no what I'm saying is well, I kind of got frayed on my points at the end there, but
No,
it's
no, no.
just
I get it.
I'm
but
the only
it's
one drinking tonight, I guess.
No,
Yeah.
I had a beer. I'm just out, so I gotta go to the
Just have
gas
another one.
station.
Oh, you don't have
Yeah.
any more?
No, I know. I gotta go to
What
the
the
gas station.
fuck?
I know. I didn't plan ahead. No,
Disappointed.
yeah, thank you. I just want Troy, if you want to finish your thought, I just want to share China's chart because it's actually really interesting.
no, go ahead.
Um, so like to share, please install the Zoom audio device. Fuck you. What? Oh, okay.
Fuck you. Okay.
Okay.
I like that you were
So
angry at first, and then you were like, "Wait,
yeah,
this is reasonable." Oh,
there we go. Can you see said chart?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, this is China's chart for October 1st, 1949, I believe. Yeah, October 1st, 1949.
Oh, the moon's in Aquarius. Okay,
Yeah,
I knew it was a air moon,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
have
but
opposite Pluto Mars though in Leo.
yeah, but
Huh.
look at where Pluto is
Interesting.
transiting right now. It's hitting their moon soon, and then I was wrong about the ascendant degree. It's actually 5, so it hasn't crossed over their ascendant yet. But when it does, it's going to be very interesting. So very interesting because I mean everyone talks about China being like fucking important in the coming. I mean, I mean the China thing is not going away yet, and
Yeah.
I would argue astrologically as Pluto crosses both their moon, but more importantly, the moon part that's going to be hard for them because the people are going to have a fucking hard time with how they do things. But then as
Yeah.
it crosses their ascendant, because so like when America had Pluto cross our ascendant in Sagittarius, which was like I think around 9/11 times, like the whole like
Yeah, that was rough for us. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
so think about I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna be the same, but it's definitely a powerful transit, and it'll just be interesting to see. So just watch those degrees. 3 degrees when Pluto moves to 3 degrees Aquarius, and then when Pluto moves to 5 degrees or almost 6 degrees Aquarius, see like
Question.
yeah, go ahead.
What color is Pluto?
In this,
It's red, and it's on the same side of the. It's in Leo, right? So it's on the same side of the chart
yeah,
yours is in.
Okay, it's
yeah.
it's the little dude. Okay.
this guy with the bull and the fucking so this is what we're talking about is their ascendant in Aquarius. Pluto currently, I believe, is at like what? Oh Jesus Christ, I need to know this. Like what?
I don't have
Two
all the
degrees?
Pluto's at
symbols
like 1
memorized.
degree or 2 degrees right now, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, exactly,
Somewhere right
exactly.
around
And
there.
yeah. And oh, here we go. And
When does
it'll
Uranus move into Gemini? When does that happen?
that's
When
a
is
good
the
question.
ingress? Because the technological speed, once we get the trine between Uranus and Pluto, is going to be breakneck, dude.
Yeah.
I think the reason behind it is first of all AI, but it's also there's been a lot of hidden technology for a long time, and I think a lot of that's coming out. So I think we're gonna be in like future world in a crazy quick amount of time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. According to this, July 7th. I'd have to double check, but I don't know. I don't doubt these websites, but
When does Jupiter move into Cancer? I think that might be around July too. I think that might be the thing that kind of brings in the
June 9th, so a month before.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
summer thing, right? Where I was saying late
yeah,
spring,
yeah,
early summer.
yeah,
It's those two movements are the things that are really going to be good for the US because US is a Cancer sun, right? Jupiter's going to go into Cancer.
yeah,
And we're going to get more nationalistic, probably more than we already are. I don't know if you've seen that, but our nationalism is definitely coming out. Have you seen it?
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. No,
with
so yeah,
and that's always been a part of us. So like we've always been the ugly Americans a little bit to the rest of the world where we're like America number one, right? Like,
oh, oh
but I
yeah,
think
oh
we're
yeah,
about to like get into that like in a way that's really obnoxious to a lot of other people in the world. But really fun for us, you know.
Well,
oh
I mean,
yeah.
did you see what happened in the America or the US Canada uh hockey game?
We don't
So,
call them Canadians anymore. We call them snow Mexicans.
so either way, um uh
Europeans.
the
Europeans.
the Maple
Scorpions,
Leaf people are going against,
there
the
you go.
rightful patriots, and
Maple
basically
monkeys.
during the US national anthem they got booed. And so basically
Yeah,
Yeah.
within
yeah.
within the first few seconds, a whole
Three
bunch of
fights.
three fights broke out.
That's fucking
They were
yeah.
brutal.
Oh
They
yeah,
But
were
who
no.
won? Who won that game?
3-1 US.
It's pretty
I
fun
mean,
because I'm teasing. I talk about the Day of the Rake a lot. Are you guys familiar with the Day of the Rake?
no.
So for a long time on 4chan, they've been saying that the Day of the Rake is coming, and that the Day of the Rake is when we rake up the leaves. When because Canadians are leaves.
Ah, got
They're
it, got it.
leaves,
Yep,
right?
the
We're
Maple
burgers.
Leafs.
Americans
Yep.
are burgers, obviously,
I'll take it.
but
I like. Yeah.
Canadians are leaves. So the
Oh
Day of the
yeah.
Rake is when we decide. But you know what we're going to do to Canada? We're not going to do anything to them. We're going to allow them to live with the consequences of their own choices without subsidy for a little while. And that's how we're going to win. It's going to be really hard for many of them because they've had really bad decisions being made for them for a long time, but they've
Oh
had those
yeah.
decisions
Yeah.
subsidized by us.
Oh yeah.
That's about to stop. And it's going to be really hard for them. And that is how we're going to win against Canada. I've seen it in a vision through a glass darkly. It is they might be able to keep like aspects of themselves, but they're going to be under a constitution. I think they might be like a self rule under a greater constitution. I think that might be what it ends up being because we've got to be able to leave them their pride, right? But
Oh
it's
yeah.
going to happen. We're going to have a great North American Union, which I
Yeah,
would
I
have
think we
hated
need
a long time ago, but it's going to happen now. And
to all watch Canadian Bacon
we
again.
got to kill the cartels first, honestly, which I shouldn't say out loud because they're still strong in the U.S.
Oh
So,
no, you jinxed
but they're
it.
not watching
You
this. It's
jinxed
not a
You
it.
really big
jinxed
deal.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not.
I'm not worried yet.
No, they're not.
Hopefully, they're
They're not.
dead by the time they see this.
They're not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I do think you
They're
have some
too dumb.
spiritual power and some mumbo jumbo, but I just don't think you have the leverage on that situation with those
Killing the
words.
cartels.
Yeah.
No, it's not me that has the leverage. Do you know that we're already working with the Mexican government? Like we're training the people to go fight them. And so that's the first step, and then they're going to go do it,
Well,
and
I'm sure
it's not going to work.
the border situation, I'm sure probably went something like this. They basically said, "Hey, we want to stop all this stuff coming into the border. Can you do the remain in Mexico policy again?" And they said no. And they said, "Well, how about if we work together to kill the cartels?" And they said, "Okay, we'll do that."
No, you don't understand how captured the Mexican government is by the cartels, if you believe that that's the case, because they are absolutely captured. Like, do you know how many people died in the last election? It's weird that Claudia Scheinbaum or whatever, she got through, but many of the people that were running against her fucking dead, dude. Like, so if all the other people that are running that have a chance die, and then who do you think the one that's left owes their allegiance to? That's all I'm trying to say, man. I'm just saying, like, Mexico does not want to fight the cartels. First of all, because the cartels are better armed than the Mexican army.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this: the Marines would kick the shit out of the cartels. Like, absolutely,
100%.
Oh
no
yeah.
doubt in my mind. Our top people, our specialists, would fucking ruin them.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm
I
trying to
just
say.
Yeah, no, I just to make your point, Mike, I'm sorry, I just had to look it up. Holy shit. So this is the list of politicians killed during the 2024 Mexican elections. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll scroll down. Oh, there's like three, four. No. Oh, 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 holy shit. It's so many. Holy shit, dude. It's like
Wow.
you weren't kidding. Like
I was
this,
not kidding. I do not
this is
lie as
no,
a
no, no.
rule.
I'm not doubting you, but it's like
I
holy
mean, don't read
shit.
it out loud, but you can read it on screen, you know.
Yeah, but it's just this is not one or two. This is like 20 fucking
Steinbaum
people.
is not our friend, man. That's all I'm trying to say. Trudeau
Holy
was not our friend.
shit. Anyways, I just
What Trudeau is getting this boost of like popularity though, because all the libs in Canada, which there are many, are like
yeah.
yeah, we're fighting the US. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. They don't understand what's happening. They're Europeans. They're fucking maple monkeys, they're fucking snow Mexicans. It's the problem. They need to figure it out. And I know that Canada doesn't like hearing this because they've always felt that they're superior to us. But
As
that's
a se-
mostly
I'm a
just a
second
cope. It's
generation
mostly a
Canadian, and
cope.
I think I'm better than most people, so I get it.
Yeah, I
Boo.
mean, elitism, right? Isn't
Rake it
that like
up,
the
buddy.
biggest problem with like liberalism right now is the elitism? Like they
Yeah.
think that they're
Oh, well,
smarter than everybody while like literally not
it's
looking at
classic
reality in any
Dunning-Kruger.
way.
I'm smart
Uh,
enough to know just enough to create blind spots because I have no blind spots. You
it's
know?
Oh
just
yeah.
it's just the ego of it that makes me
Well,
crazy
Yeah.
right now.
it's also cult-like mentality is
Yes.
what it is. Because the thing is it's not actual pursuit of truth. It's not actual. It's regurgitation of knowledge. It's jumping through hoops. And that's what most of academia is kind of turned into, in my
Well,
experience, is just is just conditioning rather than actual truth seeking or actual skill generation or acquisition.
well, when I was a liberal, they were into peace, right?
Oh
Like
yeah.
they were into peace, and now the liberals are like, no, we must continue the Ukraine war against a nuclear armed Russia for infinity if we need to, right? When I
It
was a
is.
liberal, they were against nuclear, they were for nuclear disarmament, and now we have a president that's like actually actively pushing for that for the first time in a generation. And they're like, no, that's not good, Like, no, he's in Russia's pocket, right? When I was the liberal, they were like, we need to cut the defense budget. We have a president that's like, we'll cut our defense budget by half if every other country does too. Our major, like literally all the things that I wanted when I was the liberal, right, are actually happening right now.
Mhm.
Right.
Like that. But now the liberals are against all of those things. And it's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah.
They're following narrative rather than like the reality on the ground, you know? Like it's
Well,
crazy.
and it's not just abstract people, it's people that like we've seen in our own lives, you
Well, I
know.
love them all, man. I love them all, even if they're retarded. It's fine,
Well, it
you
it
know?
takes it doesn't take them all to make the
Like,
world go round, but they are all part of God's source consciousness.
It's true. We're all children of God.
yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, the problem is like at some point you got to get over your like it's like the thing that bugs me is like it's they don't even try to have an actual argument on facts anymore, you know, at all. Like on the internet, it's all just like fucking the orange monkey, blah blah. Look what he said, blah, and it's almost always like some misrepresentation. There's very few good faith arguments anymore because I mean, what do they have? They have the Democrats, which are like a dying party. Like, I'm not sure if they'll last. I think they might be the Whigs of the current era because they've got like 30% approval, right? And there's more and more people that are actually like, wait a minute, I like what Trump is doing. It's like it went from like a 52% approval rating 1 week after he was elected to like a 58% or 56% approval rating right now. So it was like a 5% jump, which is his highest approval ratings that he's ever had. The
Well,
Democratic
and it's
Party, the Democratic Party looks like they're fighting for the government wasting our money right now, right? Like that's what they look like. They're like singing like boomer songs from the 60s, like on the steps together. It's just sad. I'm just like,
Yeah.
what are you fucking doing?
Yeah.
We should be able
They're
to be
not.
honest. Like I think we
Yeah.
should demoralize them as much as possible because they
Yeah.
deserve it. They
Well,
every
until
one
they
of them
wake up.
deserves it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until like, it's not like out of hate. It's out of
No.
like, snap your,
Wake the fuck
snap.
up. Stop
Yes.
fucking
Yeah.
following the programming, you bitches.
Yes.
Like,
Exactly.
how are you fighting against the same things that like I fought against like I marched against what was it? I went in Portland. I went to a lot of peace marches. I went to a lot of anti-imperialist marches. And like we had like RoboCops in Portland that would follow us around at these marches. And they had very good riot cops back in the day. It was kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And there was an anti-imperialism march, and it was crazy because there wasn't that many people, but the police presence was crazy. So we like retreated into the mall downtown, and we went like bombs are dropping while you're shopping, and then we just dispersed into the crowd at the mall. So the police all ran into the mall at Christmas, and it was really fun because then everybody was just shoppers after they come in. So it
Yeah.
looked like this crazy police crackdown at the mall in downtown Portland
No
for
shopping.
nothing, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody was just like dispersed after they got in.
That's pretty
Super
smart,
fun.
actually.
It
Yeah.
was, yeah, of course, you always have
For the for,
strategy and tactics, but
for good things.
but
Yeah.
we're actually doing anti-imperialist things right now. Like we actually are stopping that. And the people that used to be like marching with me are like, no, you can't. You know, like they're like,
Yeah.
that is against the things that I've been told to believe, you know, and it's like they're not it's the lack of thinking that gets me, you know, it's like the lack of critical
Oh yeah.
analysis.
Oh yeah.
And these are people that I know had critical analysis in the past, so it's got to be viral. It must
well,
be
it
the
just makes
virus.
you realize that like all the fucking money that like USAID has been putting into things, for instance, has like that shit's actually worked. Like all that Project Mockingbird of them just saturating all the news sources with the same thing, so you hear the same thing from everywhere, you know. And then basically then you have any independent places basically just seeming like crackpot people and like flat earthers essentially.
Yeah, but it's such a smaller percentage, right? The Mockingbird media only reaches like 20% of the population now. It's like people don't trust like MSNBC anymore. Like most people,
It's
there's a couple
well
boomers.
it's well
They don't
the
trust
thing
like
is
fucking
like
CNN,
it by the
except for that
time you
Scott guy.
but here's the thing is by the time you stop trusting those mainstream news outlets, like actually, You know, because people still have like that weird addictive thing where it's like they're going to come back to it when it serves them, unless they actually go through the whatever the hard work is, like epistemological, to just be like, hey, I have to humble myself to the truth, and I have to be open to being wrong in order to find out what's actually true. And that's a hard,
Yes.
and that's a,
Yeah, that is the problem for sure. Yeah. Because people have been too caught up in being right instead of telling the truth. I feel like the thing that triggers people the most, I'm a troll, right? Like on the internet, I'm a troll on X, and I'm a very good troll. I pissed off a lot of Canadians recently. Um, but the
Yeah.
way that I troll is just by telling a truth that people don't want to hear, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's all I
Mhm.
have to do. And that's what works, you know? And it's like you say it in a slightly disrespectful way, so it's like a little bit pointed, right? But all you got to do is tell the truth, you know? And that's what's
Yeah.
winning right now. And that's why we're winning. That's
oh yeah.
why this side, and this side is not like the old right at all. Like the Republicans right now are not like fucking the Bushes. They're not
Who
the
was the
Cheneys.
only Republican to vote no on this shit?
Fucking the biggest bitch of them all. Like what's his
Fuck,
name? Fucking bitch McConnell. Is that his
fucking
name?
geriatric Ninja
Fucking
Turtle.
McConnell. You son of a bitch. I
Yeah.
hate that guy.
Oh, I
He
know.
he's
It,
been a corporate whore for like his whole life.
well,
And that
like
is his
it,
power, is fundraising from the corporations. And he would
in
give that
current
money to people.
politics, he is the most hated person in probably all elected federal politics right now, aside from Trump.
I think I need to move to a
Oh
state to just vote him out. I think that's what I
No,
need.
yeah.
I well actually no, actually more people hate McConnell than hate Trump. Like everybody on both sides pretty much hate McConnell.
Well, yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
I don't know how he's still elected. That's just crazy. Like he's been in power for
I
fucking
think he
ever.
brings home the bacon for the right people. I don't know. I think it's maybe his advertisement is probably really good because he has so much money from the corporations. He's a
Yeah.
corporate whore, dude. He's has been
Oh
his
yeah.
whole life. He is
Yeah.
very well known for basically like sucking corporate dick and snorting cocaine. That is like his claim to fame. Cocaine Mitch, you know.
Well,
Um,
and currently falling downstairs
he's
or falling
barely able
upstairs.
to even move. I think it's funny that when he voted against like Tulsi, he fell over like and like hurt his head, and he had like this big bandage on his head.
Yeah,
I think he
yeah, yeah.
deserved that. He
That's
deserved
some
it.
karma. Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it's just crazy. What
No, no,
state is
he.
he?
I hope that he falls after he votes against Cash Patel again. I mean, I'm not trying to say I hope that he has a brain bleed and is done, you know, or am I?
I mean,
No, no, it's fine. I
no,
wouldn't
no,
wish
no,
for
no, no,
anybody's
no, never, never.
death, but God, he's not a
No.
good dude, you know. He sucks balls and he should not be
Yeah.
around anymore, you know. He should not be in
Oh
power
yeah.
anymore. Neither should
Oh
Pelosi. Neither should most of these fucking boomers. Neither should Schumer. Are
no.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
But look at the
Yeah.
Democrats bench right now. Who do they have?
Yeah.
David
They
Hogue.
have.
David Hogue.
Fuck yeah. Is he actually in politics now, or what's his role?
No, he's
Oh,
the vice
he's
chair, dude.
co-chair of the DNC. Did you miss that?
I did. What?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
And
whoa,
it's
whoa.
been like 2 weeks, and he's already got busted for corruption
Yeah, he
Oh
already
my
is. Yeah.
god. Oh, that's amazing.
because
That's
he
so
was
perfect.
promoting his personal pack.
Have you ever seen
That's
that
so
dude's
perfect.
fucking arms, dude? He is so.
No, I don't think anybody has. They're too
I mean,
skinny.
difficult
They're,
to see. I
they're like
mean,
fishing twine.
they're like basically like fishing line. Yeah, that's true. But he is. They're not gonna bring more masculine men into the party at all anymore. Like, I think that that's like the big problem with the Democrats is they've absolutely lost
Well, they've
the
gone
male
full.
vote. There is
I mean,
nobody masculine on the Democratic side
they've
anymore.
gone full toxic femininity, toxic
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
compassion.
sure.
Yeah, toxic caring,
Weaponized empathy, I think, is
smothering
one of the
mother, right?
problems. What? The
Smothering
devouring
mother.
mother?
Uh, I've heard it both ways.
Oh
All
yeah,
right,
his
what else do
arms
we got
are.
to talk about? I'm sorry, I
wild.
got deep into politics. That was
Oh
that
fuck!
was
No,
intense.
I'm just
How
looking up.
intense was that?
That was
It is the
good.
Scorpio moon, guys. Just so you
Hey,
know,
no,
and
it's good. It's
I'm
good.
feeling it,
Yeah.
obviously.
Oh hell
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, I dig it, and you know who else is feeling it? Look at Frowny McGee over here. Look at this fucking face. Look at these arms. Oh my
Jesus God.
god.
Hey,
Look
he
at
looks
these.
pretty good in the suit in that one picture, though.
Well, sure, because you can't see his arms.
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
He
I'll
is-
give him some
I'm kidding.
credit.
I'm
I'm giving him
fucking
some
around.
credit.
He is
I
a
know.
little bitch. And most of the people that he
Yeah.
went to school with are like, he fucking used that for his own ego. I think he's a Leo, if I remember right.
Well, he's
I
got the
believe it.
diamond face.
He's like the weakest Leo
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
He's got a good. He does have
Or is he an
a
Aries
decent.
with the Leo moon? He's like a double fire. Look up his chart.
Oh,
Well,
not
when
David
you-
He
Hogan.
might be your same thing, Troy, which I'm sorry.
Oh,
But I
no.
think he might be. He's like the weakest
Oh,
Aries.
he's
in
not the same
existence.
as me, but
Well, he's obviously not the same. Look at your arms. Show us your arms.
Yeah.
my arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show us your guns, dude.
Let's see. Wait. You got to talk. Hold on. Let me stop sharing. There you go. Now, oh, look at
Nice.
that. Oh,
Nice.
see, you got. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that's
good.
not David Hog arms, that's for sure.
No.
Is he a
No.
Leo, Aries with a Leo moon? Am I right about
Let's find
that?
out.
Nice.
He is a Aries with a Leo moon. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, what's his
Whoop, whoop,
ascendant?
whoop. Well, according to this, it's Virgo. I don't know how accurate. I can't vouch for the time, but
That
they
sounds
do.
that's accurate for sure. He's
Yeah,
a Virgo.
okay.
He seems like a Virgo rising. Look at him.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny though. That is
Yeah.
funny. Oh
I mean,
shit.
what a bitch. And that's who they thought was going to help them, right? They were like,
Yeah.
well, we can't have black people. We got to have a white chair and a white co-chair, and they got to be male because we got to bring the males back. And they got the two biggest pussies of
Well,
all
apparently
time.
they got voted in. So, or
That's what I'm saying, but they did it on a, Marianne Williamson would have been better than this, and she's not doing very good right now.
Yeah. This is interesting. Yeah, his chart's interesting. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, I don't know. He's got a like just looking at the chart without knowing who it belongs to, I'd be like, oh, this person has some serious potential. And I'm like, oh, it's David Hogg. Oh, fuck. But just the whole, I mean,
It's the
obviously,
Taurus thing, right? That's pretty
yeah,
cool.
Saturn, Mars, and then sort of Jupiter all conjunct Taurus. He was born during the Saturn Jupiter conjunction, sort of. And
Yeah.
then he has Mercury at 29, his North Node's at 29, which is interesting because, like, he
Fate
came in, like,
degrees.
yeah. It's an interesting chart, but yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, that's just hilarious.
It might be interesting if you were dating him, but I don't think he should be running the Democratic Party. You know, like, that's all I'm trying to say.
I mean, at this
I don't-
point,
yeah.
at this point, it's the same opinion I have about like Disney, where I'm just run it into the ground.
Making gay.
Like,
I guess
like
that they
stop
used to stop at
skimming,
the Epstein
stop
Island.
skimming,
Did you
and
hear
Just
just blow the whole fucking thing up. Just
yeah.
Metaphorically,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
it hits
allegedly,
the ground,
Oh,
in
just
yeah.
Minecraft?
just if you're
In
gonna
my-
do
yes.
bad, go all the way. Just go full acolyte.
I think
Yes.
that Disney did go all the way bad. Did you know that this has been coming out recently? But supposedly their cruise ships used to stop at Little St. James Island. And you know who owned that island? Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah. Interesting that a Disney cruise would stop at Little St. James Island sometimes.
Yeah.
That's weird,
Yeah,
They
drop
might
off.
be involved in some I mean, I'm not going to say it because they would probably sue. But in Minecraft, Disney in Minecraft might have stopped at a island known for pedophiles in Minecraft,
And
and that's weird. That's
That's
weird.
weird,
At least
yeah.
we can
That'd
at
be a
least
weird- that
Minecraft's
would-
a
say,
great
Andy,
game.
that's weird.
yeah, that's just
Yeah.
all
Love
weird.
Minecraft.
In Minecraft, yeah.
That'd be a weird thing that would happen in Minecraft. That's crazy.
In
Yeah,
Minecraft, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man. It's weird.
yeah.
Not
Weird.
your craft.
Minecraft. Minecraft.
Have you ever seen that video? Have you guys seen this video yet? Look up could you play this for us? It's like
Yeah, I can.
it's what? You can't?
I can.
Okay.
What is it?
There's a video that is like grandpa accidentally gives Mein Kampf to grandson. See if that comes up with a video.
Accidental. Oh,
If
God,
you've never seen this, it's one of my favorite, funniest videos of all time. I'm not sure if it's staged, but it's really good.
Okay. Is it French boy gets Mein Kampf
Yes,
instead of Minecraft?
yes.
Okay,
For sure.
perfect.
That's it.
Okay.
Show
I
it to
will
us all.
Sherry.
And then after we share it, we gotta comment on it.
Yeah, this is hilarious. And you should be able to hear. I figured out how to share audio. Wait. I can't even hear it. What the
I
fuck?
remember
No.
Christmas.
Nobody can
Can you
hear it.
hear? Ah, fuck. Come on, Zoom. Hold on. Audio. You are sharing sound. Okay, let me turn it up. Ah, that's why. Got it. Okay. Never mind. Take two.
Voilà, tous les cadeaux.
Christmas, it's
Hold on.
free.
Voilà, c'est Noël.
Hold on. Restart.
I could use a little crane. Control it over here and then just be like beep 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 beep.
All right, you ready?
Keep playing.
Yeah.
Keep playing.
Sorry.
I'm commentating on it.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Can't see the video, but we can hear it.
What the fuck?
The video froze.
I don't think this is gonna work. Let's just okay. Abort mission.
Oh, what the fuck is going on with
But
Zoom?
share
Dude.
that with Troy so that he can see it.
Voilà, tous les cadeaux. Voilà, c'est Noël, c'est comme ça. Voilà.
Je peux lui donner. Ouais, je l'avais en format PDF.
Attends, voir.
Ah oui, c'est possible que je te l'ai donné. Ouais.
Non, mais c'est Minecraft qu'il voulait. C'est Minecraft.
Il m'a dit Minecraft.
Mais non, papa, c'est Minecraft. Mais où t'as trouvé ça? C'est pas possible. Mais non, c'est pas pareil, c'est un jeu vidéo, Minecraft. C'est pour les gamins. C'est pas possible.
Okay, just send it to Troy if you've
Yeah.
never. Have you seen it before?
No, I haven't.
Nick, have you seen it?
Oh, no, I haven't. I'm wondering if Zoom has a thing where it doesn't share YouTube. Is that the problem? Huh.
It could.
Might be, yeah.
I don't fucking
But you
know.
guys should watch that on your own time and like
God
laugh
damn
because
it.
it's very funny. Very funny.
Okay.
I'll give you like the very basics. So this kid opens his gift from his grandpa on Christmas. And he's like, "What is this, grandpa?" You know, and it's like, it's Mein Kampf, right? By Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
And the dad comes over and he's like, no, I didn't say get him Mein Kampf. I said get him Minecraft. Minecraft, it's a video game, you know, it's a video game. And it's literally one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I'm not sure. I don't think it's fake. I think it's real. It's very funny.
Yeah. I believe it. I mean, he just heard Minecraft, Minecraft, and and it's they're German, right? Or they don't speak
They're
English.
German or French. I think they're French. Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
French. That's it. Yeah. But I mean, either way, it's like, oh, Minecraft. Oh, that's
Hilarious.
fucking funny. Yeah. Well, all
Okay,
right.
we might
Well,
have to cut that part out. Let's just cut
with
that part out.
that, let's
But that's
wrap
okay.
it up. Yeah,
Let's
no,
wrap it
that
up, guys.
we're leaving
But
it
cut that
in.
part out,
Hill
okay?
areas.
Just that part. All right. Okay.
All right.
So yeah, we've talked about a lot of things tonight, and
Yeah.
it's been a really good time hanging out with my bros, my Astro
Yeah.
bros on the internet.
It's-
Yeah.
Happy Scorpio moon, everybody. It's almost Pisces sun.
It's
When we're in the middle of the night, we're gonna have dreams, and it's gonna be the dreams of Pisces season coming into us. So try to remember your dreams tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
folks.
Oh, and be patient with your brain because things are gonna, and everyone else, because everyone's just gonna be blah. When Mercury
Everybody's
went,
gonna be cranky for like the
Yeah.
next week, basically. Yeah.
oh yeah,
It's gonna be like everybody's on their period, like
Oh,
or
yeah.
right before it, like right before it.
oh
That's
yeah,
when it's the
Yeah.
worst. Right before it.
oh yeah,
I've noticed.
right before it. I mean,
Right
just saying.
before it is the worst.
Personally,
Yeah.
for me, I've noticed. Yeah.
Well, I find the worst period is the one at the bottom of the exclamation point.
Hey, that's a good period. That's a.
Yeah, it seems like a fun period to me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
It's the one at the bottom of the question mark.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
I
I
don't
mean-
like it when I'm slewing uterine lining.
Yeah, I mean,
Slewing.
I didn't get dealt
Slewing.
that card this lifetime, so I'll take
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I've hated it in every life that has happened to me, so I
Yeah.
understand why they're so upset.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened to me in this life yet, but every once in a while, I time it wrong. You know what I'm saying? I time it wrong, and then I have to see the results, and it's terrible. I don't like it at all.
I hear
I
it.
don't
No,
like it at all.
no, sir.
Just saying, no, sir.
No.
I mean, some people are into that. I'm not one of them. You know what I'm saying? What about you, Troy? Are you into it?
I was gonna say, you know what? We should really get back to doing like the planets next time. So whatever our next planet is,
He's
Okay,
being
this was the
serious.
best one we've had so far.
Oh my god.
The
Well, let's
best
talk
planet?
Saturn next time. We'll talk. All right, next time we'll talk about the upcoming all the planets are moving signs, or Pluto already did, but we got some big changes and
I
what
think
Mike
Saturn would
alluded
be
to.
it.
Yeah.
Troy was talking about Saturn one time.
Okay.
So we should do that. We should figure out where the moon's going to be. We should do that on either an Aquarius moon or a Capricorn moon.
Oh
One of
yeah.
those has got to be coming up pretty soon, right?
It is.
I think next week will probably be an Aquarius moon, I'm guessing.
Yes, 7 days. Nope,
So
you fucking
that would be a
nailed
good
it.
time to
Yep.
do a Saturn thing. Today we
Perfect.
talked about politics, and we're going to share this with all the people you work with, Troy, so they all know how you
Yep.
think.
yeah, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And you're going to get a raise because of it, because many of them have been thinking it themselves.
Yeah.
They just
Or
are
a
scared
raise or
to
a
say it
rise?
because they're in Oregon, and
Yeah.
the women will just browbeat them, and that is the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
In Oregon, you guys are ruled by your women. You need to stop.
Yeah, when they're on their periods, they when they're slewing, what is the word? Slewing
When you're
uterine
slewing your uterine
Uterine-
lining, people get upset. It just happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, anyway,
But,
bros, it's been fun. Right?
with that and with that final thought, yeah.
Signing off.
Oh yeah, it's been fun. Peace, bros.
Peace.
Yeah.
Troy's face.
You have a good one.
Look at him right now. This is great. Okay, stop the recording and we can talk a little bit longer if you guys want.
Okay. Oh, I love it. Peace.